Hello friends, Baltmatrix here. It's CLIFFJUMPER time. This little figure is, well, he's pretty cool. The little bot mode, the little vehicle mode is tiny. I mean, here it is next to Wheeljack. It's real small compared to other deluxe class figures, but we kind of expected that. He does come with a plethora of accessories, and in this mode specifically, you can use these accessories and give him skis. After you give him his skis, you need to take the rest of the gun, unfold it, and come down to the bottom here, and it will peg into place in the peg hole right here, and then snap into place in the back. Once you have this piece pegged in, you can come, keep dropping these things. You can come to the back here, and these guns will peg in to the little peg holes in the handles, to those little pegs on the bottom. Though it's actually really hard to get these pegs in. You kind of have to start off the side and just really push them in, and then you get what I like to call his surfing mode, or snow mode. Either way, I think it's a nice touch. And you can then combine all those pieces again and then give him one giant cannon on the top. We'll use Quake's cannon as an example. I love this. Alright, transformation into robot mode does require a bit of parts forming. Come to the back of the figure and quite literally just grab the entire back and unpeg it from the fists that are sticking out on the bottom there. This is actually a lot harder than you might think. So this is what you end up with. Unfortunately, I really wish you didn't have to do this, but oh well. Now, one thing that is cool, I can easily see this entire back being rebuilt and redone, so you could turn this into like a Yugo. That would actually be pretty cool. So the rest of the transformation, we're going to come to the front of the vehicle mode and split it apart and pull it away from the body, like this, and kind of fold it down. Then come to the wheels and fold them under, like that. That way we can then pull the rest of the vehicle mode away. And there are little clips down here on the bottom that are actually super tight, which is good. Fold the legs down away from the vehicle mode, and then we can take the entire front of the vehicle mode and fold that down over the feet, or to form the feet, and then fold these sections back, and they will peg into the wheels. So those openings where the wheels are, that's where they'll peg in. Then come to the very back of the vehicle mode, split it open, then we could grab the hips and turn it 180 degrees, fold the front or the top of the vehicle mode down, flip the hood down and then close that up, and then fold up the shoulders and straighten out the arms. And then we come down to the feet and just fix the feet that I have slightly mistransformed. The last thing we'll do with CLIFFJUMPER is attach his backpack. Unfortunately, once you have folded up the pin here, it is next to impossible to get that thing out again. So, or with your hand. There should have been a little like tab here that you could grab with your nail, but there isn't. And getting this out is an exercise in frustration. I've tried a spudger, I've even tried a knife. And the knife, a metal knife, is the only thing that I've been able to use to get it out. Once you have successfully flipped out that piece, it'll just peg into his back like that, then fold down a little bit. In robot mode, CLIFFJUMPER is not a very big figure. As you can see, he scales perfectly with previous Legends class figures, but I feel that CLIFFJUMPER is a little bit more than a Legends class figure. There's more posability and more detail built into it, which we'll get into in a little bit. Plus, he comes with a giant gun as an accessory, which I highly approve of. The cannon accessory is really neat. It's reminiscent of his original Generation 1 giant cannon that he tried to assassinate Megatron using. So there is that. And it goes or comes together very easily. You just take all those pieces and just peg them together, and you get his giant sniper cannon, which I like a lot. Now, you can wield this thing in vehicle mode. The only difference is you take these front pieces that act as a stand and peg them in the back, and then they kind of look like wings. Though getting them pegged in sometimes bit of a chore, especially if your hands are as chapped as mine. So there we go. Like that. So that's the way it looks in vehicle mode. Okay, maybe we turn that so the facing up. Yeah, that way. I still haven't figured out what this giant stock is for yet, other than pegging into the bottom of the vehicle mode. Unfortunately, CLIFFJUMPER does lack the posability to be able to really hold the cannon the way he has it in that original episode. He just doesn't have the ability to move his arms across his chest like he does in that show. The figure's head sculpt is excellent and definitely works as a CLIFFJUMPER figure. Head is on a ball joint and it is very tight. It can only look up that much and can only look down that much. Shoulders are on a swivel and a hinge. Swivel at the upper arm. Over 90 degree bend in both directions. Fists do swivel. There is torso rotation. Leg can kick forward that much and can kick back that much, and a beautiful spread is present. Knee bends at about 90 degrees, and then there is no forward movement for the feet, but there is plenty of ankle articulation. Removing the back of the vehicle mode, you get this nice little shield that he can employ, though it's a pet peeve for me. I hate parts forming on mainline Transformers, because if you lose this one part, the alt mode's ruined. Now, even though CLIFFJUMPER is small, he does pack a punch. He has one siege port on the side of the bottom of each leg, one siege port on the bottom of each foot, one siege port on each forearm, and then you can futz with it. You can fit a smaller siege port on the inside of the wheel, and he's got one siege port on the back down here with the shield, but if you take the shield off, he's got a siege port right behind his head, and he's got not a siege port, he's got a figure stand port on his butt, which I appreciate. This little piece is supposed to be a gun or a weapon of some sort, but I really wish when you folded it out, it had an extra peg in here, so you could have it pegged on his back, and then this could act as a gun holder, or actually, you know what? Oh, that might work. Oh, hey, what do you know? It's just big enough to comfortably hold a 5mm peg, so you can give him another gun. And as always, you can just add some of the Siege Blast gimmicks onto the guns, which is another nice touch. Overall, I like CLIFFJUMPER. I honestly do. I just wish he was bigger, or a smaller price point. I think for the price that you're paying, you're getting a very, very small figure. There's no hiding that, which sucks. I really feel that CLIFFJUMPER deserves to be something of a bigger stature figure. But given the size of the figure, I think the size scale here works for him. I just think he's really expensive for the size of figure you're getting. I mean, it's not a cheap figure. Now, as I said, I purchased this figure over at the Hasbro Pulse. He is going to be available at Big Bad Toy Store any day now. Hasbro Pulse seems to be doing something weird where they are releasing the figures there first and then they're shipping them to online retailers, which I think is kind of a jerk move, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Oh well. So follow the link down in the description to pick it up or pre-order it at the Big Bad Toy Store. You can also follow the link down in the description to my Patreon. Your monthly contribution is going to enable me to keep doing this. And there's a link down there to my library page. That is a new video service that I am using to upload videos. So you can comment there as well. Now, while we're in vehicle mode, I did want to give you a quick size comparison with Legends Class Sea Spray, my favorite Legends Class figure from the past few years. It's the same size. Anywho, I really like CLIFFJUMPER. I think it's a quality figure, regardless of the size. Totally worth having in your collection, especially if you're a G1 purist. Now that this figure's out, maybe we'll get a Bumblebee. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.